sell this to us. Misfits X Series 4. So you're in town this week to tell us all about YouTuber turned boxer KSI taking on MMA star Dillon Danis. And that's at the OVO Arena in Wembley, right here in London, on Saturday, January the 14th. So what we've got a YouTuber against an MMA star. Kalle, how did this come about?
So, at the beginning when this all sort of started emerging a couple of years ago, I was very opposed to the likes, of certain YouTube boxers, crossover boxers calling out Mayweather. Mate was very candid about it. I said it reminded me of trying to pick up a racket in Regent's Park and challenging Federer the next day. So we were approached with a very old friend of mine, Mams Taylor, who's the manager of KSI. Obviously, a man who's sort of promoted himself, become a massive success, YouTube, Prime Energy, you name it. But he takes it super serious on that level, and it's not something you're not going to get. You're not going to watch the remake of Ali Fraser on it. It's entertainment, and it's not. They're not trying to outdo the boxing world on it. It's craziness. We started it last August in the O2 was our first event, sold out in hours. Was roadblocks to get in. He fought two guys in one night. You can't make it up. I couldn't believe it, but it went down.
There's a big demand for it.
It was huge.
So what's the demand like for this then, Kalle? Be honest with
the
us.
Numbers,
KSI
the numbers
against Dillon Danis.
I've always got to be careful because, of course, I'm a boxing promoter by trade and 20-something years doing that. But the numbers blow traditional boxing out the water. So you've got
Seriously?
eyes. We had 10 million views, not for the big one. After that, we went on X Series 002 was in Sheffield. Then we went to Austin, Texas for 003. In 002, the event in Sheffield, we had 10 million views before the event. So the press conference, the side events, public training, etc. So it's
so there's more of an appetite for something like this, a YouTuber against
a very different
an MMA
appetite.
star.
And I'm going to counter because I can see Simon already eyeing me up on a huge right that's going to come over the table here. So I'm going to throw the counter before. It's a different demographic. It's a very different demographic. My son's 14. He loves this, but he also now starts to talk about boxing generally. I wouldn't say he's now going to go turn up and watch, I don't know, Josh Warrington's next fight. But it's introducing him at a very young age to boxing. The second argument that people will say is, well, hold on, the money should be going into traditional boxing. These guys and girls do take it very seriously for that fight. It's novice boxing. It's nothing else.
Why is it an argument, though? I mean, everyone's got to row their own boat, hasn't they? I mean, you've jumped on this bandwagon because it's lucrative, right? You know it is. And if you don't do it, someone else is going to do it.
It's about brand building. It's lucrative.
When we talk about the demographics, is there a hope in your mind that the purpose... Some of the purpose will be not just to monetize an opportunity, but there will be a cross-fertilization in terms of people, like you just suggested, your 14-year-old boy will now become more indexed. I think boxing's got a lot of things to do.
To catch up on time.
Yeah, absolutely.
To catch up.
Yeah.
I see it as a tool to do exactly that, like that cross-fertilization. We lost a decade over in the States. Let's not make no mistake. The UFC turned up. They were appealing to college kids, to young kids. You saw the T-shirts, wear a Ultimate Fighter T-shirt, and you grow 3 sizes by wearing it. But that's the mentality, though, isn't it? That's what it reached out to. As a sport, one has to say if you're into it, it's a fascinating sport. Mixed martial arts, not my bag, but it is interesting, very technical.
Yeah.
But this here, my hope here, alongside with it being a lucrative business opportunity, I won't deny that, is that there is spillover into boxing, making boxing younger. Now, the UK's demographic on boxing is relatively young, but if you look at other markets, I look at the US, I look at Germany, big key boxing markets, it's 45, 50 plus.
Right.
We have got to catch up there.
Yeah.
So we've got to catch
Kalle,
up.
it's up at Wembley on the 14th of January in the new year. KSI up against MMA star Dillon Danis. So Where can you see it? And is it a sellout already?
Well,
is Wembley sold out already?
We sold out the pre-sale within I think 30 seconds. So we're doing it always batches. These guys like a drop.
Right.
So this afternoon we'll be dropping 2,000 more tickets. It will be a sellout. It's the one on the O2 was a sellout.
Okay.
So it's a different approach to the traditional sale of boxing.
And
It's
you see
on
it where?
DAZN.
It's on DAZN. So it's pay-per-view.
Yeah, this is a pay-per-view one. The other X Series fights are not pay-per-view, but they're on DAZN.
But this one is.
Yeah.
So how many hits do you envisage this gets?
This will do several hundred thousand, if not up to 1 million mark.
So it's
huge.
You've got a break-even figure in your mind, obviously, and you've already
Yeah,
gone through it.
I'm not going to reveal all my cards sitting here, but it's similar to a big pay-per-view in boxing, what we would minimum hope to get to.
So it's got credibility in the eyes of fight fans.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, once again, in new fight fans, I don't think the subset of those who will be switching on a week later when we go up to Manchester with Eubank Smith, I'm hoping the crossover increases.
Yeah.
That there is more and more that would watch both. Yeah, but there's a reason why you would never do 2 pay-per-view events in this country back to back.
You see, the way
it's
Calle's
also an interesting
explained it those
dynamic,
times, there's merit to it.
Oh, listen,
there is merit to it.
I don't have a view either which way about whether it's good, bad or indifferent. You know, we've all parodied the YouTube generation and looked at it and said, but it's a fact of life. Digital world is now a very significant place. People look at YouTube and say, you know, it's a certain type of broadcasting. It is a certain type of broadcasting. It's the new kind of broadcasting. It's the new opportunity. And, you know, with people like DAZN who are catching a cold with a subscription model, probably this is an opportunity for them to get a drive to subscribe. So there's lots of reasons why it works. And I don't have a particular view on the fact it should serve the boxing industry. It's a standalone product with a unique perspective. And if people want to watch it, and if people don't, then that's entirely up to them, isn't it?
That's right.